Good morning. It's time to get in touch. Brought to you by Geisinger Muncie and Jersey Shore. State-of-the-art healthcare close to home. Every week, this public affairs show shines a spotlight on people and programs in our communities that improve the quality of life in Lycoming County and beyond. I'm Freddi Hammer, host of In Touch and news director at Backyard Broadcasting. We certainly are thrilled to have with us today friends from the American Rescue Workers who do so many good things in Williamsport. We're here with Chelsea Hill. She's the administrative coordinator for American Rescue Workers. Good morning to you, Chelsea.
Good morning.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, as well as Ben Hazen. He's the executive director of operations. Hello to you, Ben.
Good morning, Freddie. How are you?
Very well. Thank you very much. We're thrilled to have you here because we're starting a new chapter in the American Rescue Workers. Chelsea, as the administrative coordinator, you've been here, about a month now?
Yeah, so today actually marks the beginning of week 5 for me.
Okay.
So I'm very new to the program.
How's it been? It's been the transition.
It's been amazing. It's been really good. There's just a really great group of people that work there, employees who just really love their job, and they're just really driven to change the people in their community.
And where did you come from? What's your background?
So I have a couple different jobs in my background. I used to work in printing. That's what I went to school for, printing, graphic design. I worked at a church for a number of years as an administrative assistant. But while I was there, I oversaw a lot of their social media needs, graphics, different things like that. And worked, it wasn't really my title there, but oversaw a lot of their volunteer needs as well. So I found out I had a little bit of a gift in in coordinating volunteers and doing work like that. And
you don't know really until you start doing it, right?
Yes, yeah, yep.
That's awesome. So Ben, tell me a little bit about your background. You're now our new executive director of operations over there at American Rescue Workers.
Yeah, that's right. I've been with the American Rescue Workers for 6 months now. The first 3 months I was in training, so I got to see everything from the ground up, making deliveries on the truck. And now I've had 3 months on my own under my belt, and things are going well so far.
I'm thinking you're probably loving this as well.
I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. It's where I'm supposed to be, but obviously there's a large learning curve and big shoes to fill.
Sure, I'm sure there is. Well, but talking about American Rescue Workers, there's so many things that actually get done so quietly. So tell me a little bit about what American Rescue Workers does. Can you give me kind of an overview? What would you say if what is American Rescue Workers all about?
Well, there are a number of things that we do, but the main thing that I want people to know about is our Fresh Start program.
Okay.
Our Fresh Start program houses 40 men year-round, and they suffer from whether it be drug addiction or alcohol abuse or homelessness in general. And then others are court-ordered to be in a program like ours because of their criminal offenses.
Okay.
And we house those men year-round. They enter a 12-month program wherein we help them with a work therapy program to help them learn the soft skills of being at work on time and being where you're supposed to be and doing what you say you'll do. And after 6 months working with us, we then try to connect them to a local job. And then after a year, we hope that they can afford their own apartment and be self-sustaining. That's the main thing that we do. We also have another homeless shelter that's a temporary holding place for 4 to 8 weeks for families who are displaced. We also have a food pantry. We distribute thousands of meals a month, but the Fresh Start program is kind of our bread and butter.
You talk about the Fresh Start program. That means that anyone that's working through that program can take advantage of all of the opportunities that the American Rescue Workers has.
Absolutely. For the first 6 months, they're required to work within our industrial operations. So plenty of them are receiving donations in the warehouse and helping sort them. Others help stock the trucks and stock the stores. Others help in the kitchen, keeping it clean. Others stock the shelves in our food pantry. And so they help us with our industrial operations as well. But it also teaches them some of those skills that are necessary to be self-sustaining in the workplace.
Do you think that this is a big problem right now as far as homelessness in the Williamsport area, comparatively to other small towns?
That's a tough question to answer because I think because of organizations like the American Rescue Workers and several others in the area, we don't see a lot of public homelessness.
Sure.
When I think of New York City and Chicago, you see homeless individuals all over the place. You can hardly go a block in New York City without seeing several homeless individuals.
Right.
Whereas in Williamsport, we're not seeing that, but I believe that is because of organizations like ours are helping stem that problem by providing housing and jobs for them.
Is this the time of year when people who may be suffering from some housing insecurity, is this the time of year where nicer weather? So is it okay? Is it better? What's the attitude as far as people that are suffering from this problem?
That's a good question. In the summertime, we see them migrating far more outside and moving around.
Yeah.
It's a little easier for them to find temporary shelter when the weather's warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the winter, we definitely see more of them coming indoors. And there are other organizations like Code Blue that help house those that we don't have room for.
Are you surprised, Chelsea, about the different things that you see now that you're involved in the American Rescue Workers and all the different things that Ben's talking about?
I am, yes. So I've always kind of known about American Rescue Workers. My mom is a big believer, and it was the only place she would ever donate her clothes because she knew it was going to a good purpose.
Sure.
But now that I have been in here for 5 weeks, I mean, my eyes have just really been opened. I knew that they helped individuals in need. They did a little bit of rent assistance. I'm a big thrift shopper, so I actually would shop at the thrift stores very frequently.
Sure, you're helping.
Yeah. But again, just being there, my eyes have really been opened, and I've told Ben many times, it's like they run 10 companies out of one building.
Yeah.
From all the different services that he just talked about. But I think that they just do so much for the community, and it's just something very unique to our area that a lot of other places just unfortunately don't offer for individuals in need.
Sure. As far as a leadership role, Ben, I mean, you're talking about the 7 different companies at once. Do you and Chelsea work together hand in hand a lot with the different things that you're doing? Do you, as the executive director of operations, you definitely are overseeing the different things that are happening in these departments?
Absolutely. As Chelsea said, we have 9 thrift stores all spread throughout, central Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, that's a big part of our operation. We have managers in all of those stores, and the programs that we already mentioned, we have directors of those programs. And so my main job is to oversee the directors of those areas. For instance, we have a director of retail operations who oversees all the thrift stores.
Uh-huh.
We have a director of industrial operations who oversees all of the trucking and all of the sorting and the donations. We have a director of shelters who oversees our programs with the shelters. And so my main job is to work alongside of our directors and to help them be the best that they can be. My role with Chelsea is to help her tell our story. I've brought her onto our team so that she can help market what we're doing. We found that a lot of people in the area only think of the American Rescue Workers as the thrift store operations, and they're not aware of all the programs that we offer, namely the Fresh Start program.
Yeah.
And I want to get that story out to everybody so that they know that we're helping those individuals, but also that every donation that they bring, every purchase that they make is helping those men recover and get back into the workforce.
Are the managers and the people that are helping at the stores, are they like graduates of your program with Fresh Start?
Okay, so the American Rescue Workers has 85 employees.
Okay.
And that's spread all throughout our operations. But we also, as you mentioned, our residents help within that system.
Yeah.
They sort the clothes, they help stock the trucks, they help stock the stores, they clean the kitchen. But we do also have 85 employees, some who are hourly, some who are full-time.
Okay. That's amazing because then they're helping with the lunches.
Who's that?
All the people. You have people making food and cleaning up.
Oh, yeah. Well,
there.
we need volunteers as well, as Chelsea mentioned, within that structure as well.
So we want people to make sure that they're stopping in and talking with you and making contact through the website as well as through Facebook. Do you have a Facebook page too, Chelsea?
We do. Yep. It's ARW Williamsport, and I've kind of taken over Facebook a little bit, just like as Ben has said, just really trying to get our story out there that, yes, we do have thrift stores, but the revenue from those thrift stores goes back into our Fresh Start program and really changes the lives of the men in our program by giving them jobs and just a second chance at life. And I would just encourage everybody, again, to head to Facebook or to head to our website. It's arwwilliamsport.org. And you can find out more about our programs, our mission, how to donate, sign up to volunteer, and just be a part of what American Rescue Workers is.
What is the process that a person goes through when they're trying to be part of the Fresh Start program? Like, what is the first thing that a person needs to do?
Well, the first thing the person needs to do is to reach out to our shelter director, Jen Black.
Uh-huh.
They can do that by phone call, typically, or an email. Again, you can find that on our website. But the individual would need to apply for entrance into the program
Okay.
to see if it's a good fit for them. Obviously, they would need to have some type of homelessness, whether that be incarceration or just other financial difficulties.
I see.
But then after a conversation with Jen Black, we would see if that individual would qualify for the program.
Okay, and that then would be once they qualify.
So as soon as someone is approved into the program, we give them a bed, and they get a closet, some personal belongings, hygiene products and that. And then they're given an overview of the program, and then right away they start working within our operations. But it runs like a regular dormitory. It really reminds you of a college campus. And so they're interacting with all of our employees throughout the day. They're interacting with their managers or supervisors on their job site, and then they come back for lunch or they come back for dinner. And we offer classes throughout the week as well. How to formulate a resume, or how to, ace a job interview, or even simple things like budgeting or shopping for groceries.
So you're saying that this is lacking in their lives. This is where they definitely need to learn more about putting forth all of their skills so that they can thrive in our area.
Absolutely. What I've noticed over time is these individuals certainly have made poor decisions that have led to this situation, but plenty of times they've lacked the knowledge or the education needed to succeed in the world. Something as simple as how to cook a meal for themselves so that they're not having to buy microwave dinners or eat out for fast food every day.
Sure.
Those skills that we take for granted, they just simply were never taught, and so that is a big part of the process.
I love it. It's such a encouraging place.
Absolutely. That's our hope. And now the unfortunate thing is we have limited room. As I mentioned, we have 40 beds. And so we have an annual waiting list, as you can imagine.
Okay.
And so we will also try to do some case management for those that we can't house, and we'll try to send them to another shelter or get them entrance into another program. We really don't want to turn away anyone. We'll also hold individuals for 3 to 4 weeks in our transient shelter, and then hope that they have room for our Fresh Start program.
Do you have any great stories of someone that really went through the program and has thrived so much that you just know this is a person we need to highlight?
Absolutely. We could mention a number of individuals, but I'll share one short story.
Sure.
We have a young man right now named Desmond. He's 32 years old. And he found himself in an unfortunate situation with some criminal legal issues and was in prison. And he was granted release from prison to be able to join the Fresh Start program. He's not originally from the area, so when he was released from prison, he didn't have any contacts, no one to live with, no job opportunities. And so the Fresh Start program was perfect for him, and he joined our operation. He was on one of our trucks collecting donations throughout the neighborhood and loading those trucks and serving in different capacities. And after he reached his 6-month mark, he was hired at a local hotel. And so he's in the hospitality industry, working real hard there. And just last week, he signed on his apartment, so he's got a new lease.
Wonderful.
He actually just graduated. They did a little celebration for him in the cafeteria to wish him well. But the big news with Desmond is, while he was with us, I kept pressing him on the fact that he might really benefit from going to college.
Right.
And so I kept pressing him, have you thought about going to college? You need to apply to go to college. And I got him in touch with the head of admissions there, and after about 3 weeks, he was accepted and was given a full ride scholarship to attend Lycoming College just last week.
That's just nothing that he ever even expected.
Absolutely. He won the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
I love it for you. And that's a testament to what this program really can do for people that need the help the most.
What I've been telling people about Desmond's story is that my goal with the Fresh Start program is not simply to provide the work therapy program and to have them have a self-sustaining job and get them into an apartment. As important as that is, I'd like to raise the bar. Let's get these folks into school where they can learn a trade. Let's help them become business owners. Let's maybe help them run for office. Let's raise the bar where self-sufficiency or victory over drug addiction is just the beginning.
Absolutely. Do you come to the table with the people in the city to talk about getting folks when they're coming out of prison? Are you on that committee to discuss it?
Our shelter director is definitely part of that kind of case management.
Yeah.
And so she'll look at each individual resident and see exactly what they need and what the best plan forward is for them.
You have the food pantry as well. Tell us a little bit about how that can really help people and the times of that, and maybe as far as what people need to do to donate to the food pantry.
Our food pantry services hundreds of families over the month in Williamsport. You don't have to just be from Williamsport. We service anyone in Lycoming County. But on Mondays and Fridays, we are open for rent and utility assistance appointments.
Okay.
And that is when an individual is facing eviction, or maybe they've received a notice to quit because they're not able to keep up with their electric or heating bills.
Okay.
And so those neighbors who have found themselves in that situation, they're able to come apply for financial assistance through the American Rescue Workers. We also provide food services out of our social service center, and that is on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. On Tuesday and Thursday, it's from 9 to 4, and then on Wednesdays, we're open from 1 to 4. Wednesday's our biggest day because we receive a large order on Wednesday mornings. That's why we only open at 1 on Wednesday, but that's when the PA Food Bank will bring us our largest order. So we have a lot of people coming on a Wednesday because
Sure.
they know we're stocked full.
What other partners do you work with besides the Pennsylvania Food Bank?
We receive a lot of funding from outside groups or organizations. We receive money from certain foundations as well as the county. We receive funding for veterans from large donors. So there's a host of stakeholders that assist us at the Social Service Center.
Well, that's cool. I mean, you're talking about the mobile food pantry that I'm reading about. Is that something you're just about ready to get off the ground, or is that already off the ground?
We just launched our mobile food pantry. The mobile food pantry was a long-time dream of the previous executive director and business administrator, Sam and Dawn Aston.
Okay.
While our fixed operation at the Social Service Center is doing a great job at meeting needs, they realized over the years that plenty of our neighbors cannot get to the Social Service Center in a reliable way. They require certain public transportation, and depending on the limitations therein, they can't get their groceries on those vehicles or
Okay.
get them home. And so they've had a long-term desire to take the food where it's most needed. And about a year ago, they received a donation through the Red Cross of this large vehicle. And over the last 6 months, it's been retrofitted to be able to service the food needs that we have. And so we just actually got the vehicle last week. Got it inspected, it's registered, it's good to go. And we actually just had it out at First Friday, and we were distributing some food out of it.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is there any social media presence with that new truck there, Chelsea?
Yes, there was. I took a couple photos Friday. I mean, we're looking forward to getting it on the road, and as Ben had said, just meeting the needs of everybody in our community if they don't have the means to get to our physical location on Elmira Street, and meeting them where they're at.
We need to be able to do that too as members of this community with donations. I mean,
Something else we offer too that not everybody knows about donations is we actually offer home pickup, which is something pretty amazing that we offer. Because again, there's a lot of times people maybe don't have the vehicle to get a large piece of furniture.
right?
We always encourage everybody to call if they want a home pickup, 570-323-8401, and we have an amazing receptionist there who can get that scheduled. We do pickups Monday through Saturday all throughout the week. And again, those donations that are made go into our thrift stores. And again, as Ben had said, the revenue from that goes back to our Fresh Start program.
Does anything ever get moved out to other areas? Like you just have all those stores. So does everything that comes into Williamsport stay in Lycoming County and the surrounding counties?
So we receive all types of items, clothing, housewares, furniture, to name a few. And those items are received at our Williamsport location, or they're brought in on the trucks from the home pickups that Chelsea mentioned. And then we filter through those donations. Plenty of times we get items that are not worthy of the store. Maybe they're broken, and we do have to dispose of those.
Okay.
But most of the items we are able to reuse or resell in many ways. The items that we believe are fit for the thrift store will be shipped to all of our stores. Some of them are outside of Lycoming County, but they're all in central Pennsylvania, from Lock Haven to Canton to Sunbury and Hughesville. But what a lot of people don't know is we have a whole recycling salvage industry. And so even if a piece of clothing has a stain or a hole in it, we are actually able to make money off that in a salvage market.
Okay.
And so while we filter through the clothes, we send the best to the stores, the items that aren't worthy for resale will all get collected, baled in a massive pile of over 1,000 pounds, and shipped overseas. And so we have international buyers who will buy that from us. Some go to third world countries in resale markets. Other items are recycled for mop heads or insulation, you name it. So we're also keeping thousands and thousands of pounds, in fact, millions of pounds. If I told you the number, you'd be shocked, out of landfills through our recycling program. And we're also able to make pennies on the pound on that.
I'm going to be putting in my old shoes from now on. I kept old shoes out because I thought nobody can wear these shoes. But if that's the case, then I'd prefer to have it recycled.
Absolutely. We will take shoes that aren't, let's say, worthy of the thrift store
Sure.
that someone in America wouldn't wear. If it has a matching, shoe, a pair of two, we will actually be able to sell that to a third world market for a salvage sale, pennies on the pound. But yep.
Wow. Is that your responsibility, or do you have a person in your employ that does that, working with the world?
Absolutely. That individual is Shane Jordan. He is our Director of Industrial Operations, and he is over all the warehouse, all the product donations, all the sorting, and he's over our salvage department as well.
That's so interesting. I had no idea that that's what you did.
If you have a sock that doesn't have a match, throw it in the bag.
Okay.
If you have a shirt that has a hole in it, throw it in the bag, because we can make some money on that in the salvage market, and it keeps it out of a landfill. So
Yeah.
Excellent. Don't discard it. However, the second point I want to make is, if you really, really want to help the American Rescue Workers, if you really want to help the Fresh Start program, we need more than just one random sock or an old pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
We do need some quality products that still have some use in them so that we can resell them at a good amount so that we can fund this operation. And so my appeal to the public is, don't just send us your really, really used unwanted items. While we can use those, our request is that you would bring us higher quality products so that we can actually meet our budget in order to help people locally. But beyond the items that are donated for resale, we need financial donors. We need monthly donors. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of people who financially support the American Rescue Workers just through free will donations. But we need to grow that group of individuals who really believe in what we're doing.
Yeah.
They believe in what we're doing with folks like Desmond, and who are willing to give 20 a month, 50 a month, 100 a month, that we can use to really help fund that program.
Well, Ben, we really want to know, some plans coming up for 2026. Do you have any things in mind that you'd like to tell us about so we can get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. We've already referred to both of the big things that I'm going to be working on.
Okay.
First, my goal is to bring some financial stability to the American Rescue Workers. For decades, every year we've been barely getting by with donations or with funding. And my hope is, by telling the story, those donations will go up and we'll gain some financial security. Secondary, I want to focus on the Fresh Start program. The American Rescue Workers is doing many good things in the area. As we've mentioned, the Social Service Center and the Food Pantry. But the main thing that we do is this work therapy program for those 40 individuals. And as we've shared the success that Desmond's had, my goal would be to see 40 men annually have that kind of result. Now, I know that that's probably beyond the scope of what we will achieve, but that's my goal, to see all those men graduate, to see all of them find jobs, to see all of them in an apartment, and maybe thriving in a business somewhere in their job. And so my goal will be to focus on those men and giving them a little bit more case management.
Okay. How can you have more than the 40? Is there any possibility that in the future you're going to have more bed space?
There is some potential. We do have some room in the building, but it would require some significant remodeling
Okay.
to make it livable. And we would have to greatly increase our funding. As I said, month to month, year to year, we're just breaking even. So if we were going to add 10 or 20 individuals to the program, we would need a significant boost in funding.
Okay. Chelsea, how about you? Some goals for the future as you get started here? You're probably just thinking about making lists and to-dos.
Yes, definitely. Lots of lists. But just to promote our mission, again, I've been overseeing Facebook and just getting the word out there of who they are. And our mission is to address the needs of men, women, and children experiencing emergency situations of hunger and homelessness. And again, just letting people know that we're more than just a thrift store, although we do love our dedicated shoppers. But we want them to know that the money they spend is going back into that Fresh Start program, that it's changing lives and getting the word out through different forms of media, like the radio, Facebook. Maybe there's a family who has a loved one who is headed back to jail again, or is homeless, or they've just lost their apartment or lost their job, or they can't seem to hold a job, and letting them know that we have a program for them and a staff that I have seen in the last 4 weeks that is really dedicated to helping the community, and that we're here for them and have the resources for them to, again, hopefully change their life and turn their life around, because that's what we want for them.
Is there anything that we've missed that you need us to know? How can we make sure that we're helping the American Rescue Workers this year?
There are many ways that you can help the American Rescue Workers. We've already mentioned a few of them by bringing household goods to donate. We've also mentioned that you could become a monthly donor. There's also plenty of areas where you could volunteer. We need help in our kitchen and a whole host of other things. But what you really need to do is go to the website or pick up the phone, call that number, talk to Maisie, ask to talk to myself, and we'll find a way to connect you where we most need you.
Okay. Ben Hazen, he's the Executive Director of Operations with the American Rescue Workers, and Chelsea Hill, Administrative Coordinator for the American Rescue Workers. Thank you both so much for coming in and talking to us today on In Touch.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Freddi.
In Touch is locally produced in our studios at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport. To get in touch with us for questions, comments, or topic ideas, call weekdays 570-323-8200 or email me at fhammer@backyardbroadcasting.com. For archived files of our In Touch shows, find our Backyard Podcasting link on any Backyard Broadcasting website or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Backyard Broadcasting. The programming discussed here on In Touch does not necessarily reflect the feelings or opinions of the management or staff. Thanks for listening to In Touch. Brought to you by Geisinger, Muncie, and Jersey Shore. State-of-the-art healthcare close to home.